Welcome to Cloud Infrastructure Services YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to show you how to set up a virtual classroom using Jitsi on Ubuntu 20.04. Now to get started, simply open up a terminal and type in the command sudo apt update, which is going to update the apt packages list on your system. After that, provide the password for the root user and then hit enter. Now while the apt list is being updated, simply click the link in the description box to come to this blog post, which is a step-by-step guide and contains all of the commands that I would be using throughout this tutorial. Now there are two ways to install Jitsi. One is having a domain name that points to your public IP address of the Ubuntu operating system. And if you do not have a domain, then what you can do is that you can set a host name inside your Ubuntu operating system. Anyways, the first thing that we are going to install are the dependencies. For that, simply head over to the blog post and copy both of these commands and paste them inside the terminal. And if you do not have a domain name pointing at your public IP address, then you're going to add in a host name to your Ubuntu and then also map your host name to localhost. Now to do exactly that, simply type in the command sudo hostname ctl space set hostname and set it equal to something like jitsi.your domain name, which in my case is going to be cis.com. After that, verify that the hostname has been changed by simply typing in hostname in the terminal and pressing enter. So we get the output as jitsi.cis.com. The next step is to map the hostname to your local host. For that, simply type in the command sudo nano and then you're going to open up the host file inside the etc directory. And within this file, you're going to add in another entry and the IP address is going to be 127.0.1.1 and you're going to set it equal to jitsi.cis.com. After that, press Ctrl O, hit enter and Ctrl X to exit from this file. Once you have set up a local host, now you want to configure your firewall. For that, simply head back over to the blog post and copy all of these commands and paste them inside your terminal. After that, you can simply check the status by simply typing in sudo ufw, and if the status returns as inactive, then simply type in sudo ufw enable and then rerun the status command. This time around, you would see that all of these ports have been enabled. Next up is to actually install Jitsi Meet. For that, head back to the blog post, copy this command to download the Jitsi GPG key. So type in sudo and then paste in the command and then hit enter. Once that is done, next up add that GPG key into the apt repository. For that, simply copy this command and paste it inside your terminal. And then you can remove the downloaded key by using this command. Once that is done, we are going to create and open a new source file. For that, simply copy this command and paste it inside your terminal. And within this file, we are going to simply copy this command, paste it right over here, press Ctrl O to save it and Ctrl X to exit from it. Once that is done, let's re-update our apt packages list. So sudo apt update and then hit enter. Now we can actually install our Jitsi Meet. So simply type sudo apt install jitsi-meet and then hit enter and then wait for the installation process to fully complete. Now during the installation, it is going to ask you to provide the domain name. So if you have a domain, like I mentioned before, pointing to your IP address, provide that over here. If not, then we have already set up a local host or the host name. So I'm just going to simply type that over in here. So it was jitsi.cis.com and then hit enter. After that, it is going to ask you to configure Jitsi Meet. So click on OK and then you can add in the certificate by either using the Let's Encrypt or you can actually go for generate a new self-signed certificate. For that, you can follow the blog post, but I am going to go with Let's Encrypt certificates. So it is going to set that up as well. After that, it is going to ask you to provide an email. So provide your email and then click on OK. And after that, at the very end, it is going to ask you if you want to add telephony to your Jitsi meetings. So the choice is really up to you. But for this tutorial, I'm going to set it equal to no and then continue with the installation. Now once the installation is done, you can actually access the Jitsi Meet portal. For that, open up the browser and open up the domain that you had provided for the Jitsi Meet installation. And you will be brought over here. This means that you have successfully installed Jitsi Meet. Now to start a virtual classroom or a virtual meeting, simply provide a name. So I'm just going to call this one as demo class and then click on start meeting button. Just like that, you have successfully created a virtual classroom using Jitsi Meet on your Ubuntu 20.04. And that brings us to the end of this video. Now, in case you want to deploy Jitsi Meet on a cloud hosted platform like AWS, Azure and Google Cloud, then simply check out the videos that are linked in the description box, or you can find them in our channel. Apart from that, if you have any queries regarding this tutorial, make sure to leave that query in the comment section down below and we will get to you as soon as possible. And if this video has helped you in any way, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.